Good night, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Now that protocol has properly been established, I don't have to just go through the first part of my introduction that I was going to do. Thank you each and every one for coming out here tonight, whether you're from Georgetown, off island, or straight from the District of Northside. Thank you each and every one for coming out here tonight. But before we get into anything that I'm about to say, normally I'm a person that just solely speaks from the heart, but there's a lot of stuff that I have to remember, especially on a night like this. Before we get into any of that, I need another round of applause for the Edmund Ward Primary School on the song that we sang. That definitely was not part of the speech. I definitely didn't plan to talk about that. Poor Uncle Luke, that sounds like a rough life. I take that joke. That well was pretty deep. Listen, once again, good night, and thank you all for coming out. I know we had planned this to be on the north side playing field, the Old Man Bay playing field tonight, but however, circumstances have changed, and I thank you all for committing to the cause. I am humbled and grateful to be here tonight to have this honor of renaming of the Old Man Bay playing field to be renamed after me. I would have never thought in a million years that the field that I grew up playing football on, while my father and some of his friends from the Eastern District, along with the Northside guys at that time, would eventually be named after me one day. Really didn't see that coming. This honor is huge, and one that I will accept with great responsibility and acceptance and appreciation. With that being said, I quickly want to address Pastor Conway King from the church I grew up in. At my grandmother's funeral a couple of weeks back, during the ceremony, you said a very profound statement that I had to even take out my phone and write it down while you were speaking. You said that we are often warmed by fires we have not lit, and we often drink from wells that we have not dug. Oh, how so true is that statement here tonight? Because I think that applies to each and every one of us in the course of our lives at one point or another. And it definitely applies to a certain group of men, at least some of them, that are in this room here tonight. Although I planned this for the field, to say the circumstances have changed. You see, the field that looks very well maintained and constructed for all of us to enjoy, whether it's walking, playing football, only looks so because of those certain group of men. And that field has a past that I think personally has to be acknowledged. I would like to pay homage to those group of men and women who made that possible for all of us in the first place. You see, for those who are not from the Northside District, that field didn't always appear how it is today. It actually had an east-west layout. And all the years growing up, I always wondered why. You know, that the Northside playing field and the East End playing field, for that matter, didn't look like the rest of the playing fields on island. They all faced the opposite direction in their layout. And talking to some of the who are now senior guys and more upstanding guys in the community, you heard old stories about who contributed and how it actually got started. And you heard bits and pieces from it, from this one and the next person. But when I heard that this honor was going to be bestowed upon me to have the Old Man Bay playing field renamed after me, I started to get a greater sense of curiosity and decided to dig deeper into what that story really, how that story of that field really came about. So a few nights ago, I contacted a person out of the district council to ask who would know something about that. And sure enough, I got my answer. While contacting one of the more upstanding men in the community, a die-hard Northsider, he sat and gave me the story on how that field was constructed. It really started from a group of young boys, at least back then, who grew up hard with no place to play. Certainly no football, certainly no lights, what we have today. And those young boys played football sometimes in the street, sometimes on an old dirt road, and whatever little clearances they could have. And I gained an understanding that many efforts through those young men made that field possible. You see, after a while, with not having anything, they did what Cayman Islands traditionally known to do, make a way. So they decided to take the initiative on their own. And with pickaxes in their hands, and machetes, and shovels, they took the dirt that was on the side of the street and made a clearance for them to do so, to play football. They did through that, they made those efforts, and they toiled in the sun, even through mosquitoes, and whatever else the weather could throw at them. And they did this for a period of time until the field opened up, until they could adequately play some level of football. And they continued those efforts until that field got the east-west layout, which was in previous times. And for sure, that answered my curiosity on why that field pointed in the direction it did. Efforts from these men included names like Ashford Terry, John Miller, Reginald Ramon, also known to us as Hero in the district, who not only made efforts in its construction, but made other contributions to the game of football with his football team and club back in the day called House of Drake. Kelsey Green, Garvin Brown, Junior Whitaker, Derek Westerberg, McCurley and Brent Green, Ricardo E. Banks, may his soul rest in peace, Andy Mel McCoy, Joseph E. Banks, Hal Whitaker, Hal Miller, my apologies, Eldon Whitaker, also known to some of us in the district as Fuzzy, and Mr. Lauren Whitaker. Just to name a few. I'm sorry, the list can go, in all sincerity, that list can go on for a period of time. Because all of those names who were there simply was around when I wasn't even born. But gentlemen, tonight, before I say anything else and go into anything, even pointing towards myself, I humbly thank you for those hard works that you did many years ago. Because it not only gave you a place to play ball, it gave me a place to play ball, and other young men of my community, in my age group, to play football. But it ultimately gave your grandchildren and their grandchildren a place to play football, showing the true efforts of the Northside community and what it is to truly be Cayman kind. To the women and the ladies present here tonight, those who are not present, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Never could do that. I've been sitting and thinking for the last 2 days when I was about to dress everyone, had it all planned out in my head. I was speaking to the front of the field and actually looking in some people's faces while I spoke. And I've been trying to get an intro. I even called up a friend this morning to try and get some help from a woman's perspective. And I've been searching for that answer all day until it came from the photographer, Starla Winker, in the front. She questioned me when I came in just now. She said, "Ronald, well, what is that lapel you wear?" And as soon as I looked at it, home hit me. She said, "This is how you introduce them." You see, every place that I've met in this world, regardless of what country, I've always worn this lapel pin. I made it on my own. And it simply reminds me that I just don't wear it on my chest, I wear it in my chest. It reminded me of a time when I grew up, not so long ago, where my grandmother would stitch different thatch products, baskets, rope, hats. It wasn't used as it was used today, as simply a gift item in a tourism shop. That was a means and ways of making a living. And I watched her do that for years. So for me, it has a different meaning than simply an item that a tourist would take back on the ship and to simply present it to their friends to say, I've been to the Cayman Islands. That's something you don't forget, as it provided a way for me to get a meal at the end of the day. So for those who ever see me wearing the lapel pin, as I said, it reminds me of home, anywhere I go. And for that, we can all attribute that past to being primarily women. You're the ultimate sacrifice givers. The ultimate sacrifice givers. Without you, none of us would be here today. You're the ultimate ones that give birth to each and every man, child, and ultimately every other lady inside this place tonight. You are the matriarchs of communities, nations, definitely households. You're the caregivers to the young and those that can't see for themselves and those that can't take care of themselves. You're the cornerstones of our homes. That includes the yard and inside the home. You keep it together. And sometimes, quite frankly, us as men don't see that sacrifice. I could go on and on about the sacrifices you have done, and I think it's only fitting, as I said, I thought about this morning. For those who even know who the reggae artist Budgie Banton is, he wrote a song in his album called Till Shiloh, and it simply goes, the full has never been told. That, ladies and gentlemen, is towards our women tonight. The sacrifices you have made in each and every life inside this place, and the lives that you will continue to motivate, inspire, and ultimately be the ultimate person in that person's life. I thank you for all the sacrifices you have made. Please give yourself a round of applause. Many sports on this island, including cricket, thank you for mentioning that once again. Mr. White and both of the twin Whites have been there all along the way. They have seen the Ronald Forbes of the old, they've seen the Ronald Forbes of the coming up, and they've seen the Ronald Forbes of present, all along the way. And never once did you ever see me and never come up and say a good word of advice. I commend you on that. But the sport that has really kicked some of the stuff off in my life has been football. As I just mentioned before, when my father would take me to the field and he would play five-a-side with guys like Billy McLaughlin and Mark McLean from East End, including some of the other Northside guys of that time. As the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And that couldn't be more fitting for this district, especially here tonight. It took family, it took friends, it took neighbors to make me be the man I am today. Believe me when I tell you. One of the most significant moments that I remember in recent time was the spirit of the Northside community in the send-off ceremony when I made my first Olympic team back in 2008. Never thought I would even make it to the Olympics. Quite frankly, I never thought I would even go to school. But when the Northside community learned that one of their own had achieved one of the greatest sporting achievements that an athlete could do, they decided we're going to have a send-off ceremony. And to be honest, I just want to stay and just prepare for the games. And when one of my uncles learned that I was questioning whether coming home, he said, "Boy, they're lying about Frank Song, you better try to get on that flight." But that night, right here in the Civic Center, I guess God put us here for a purpose. We all gathered and we had to send off. a really great send-off. People donated gifts. They said their well wishes. Some that I know even donated their earnings, or portions of their earnings. Earnings that came hard, not from simply, investment on Wall Street, but on the back street. And they say that with sometimes tears welling in their eyes, saying, "Young man, I'm proud of you." And to hear that from some very senior people in this district and of this nation meant the world to me. It showed me that they were willing to give me the chance, and give me everything they have, so that I could go off to the Olympics to make the District of Northside proud, and ultimately the nation of the Cayman Islands proud. To this day, as Obelisk stated, I never forgot that. That really stuck with me from the first time that happened. And to the best of my knowledge, the Northside District has not only done that once, has not only done that twice, at the Frank Sam Junction, has done it 3 times. The only district that I know that stood behind someone with that amount of passion and enthusiasm. Once again, I thank you all.